Good evening, everyone.
And turn
Hey,
the camera on.
good evening, everyone. My name's Adam Minsky, and I'm honored to serve as President and CEO of UJA. We're grateful you were able to join us this evening, although we wish the circumstances were very different. On days like this, it's so important to be able to come together as a community, to support one another, and to show our solidarity with the Jews of Australia. One of the things I appreciate about working at UJA is having the opportunity to learn and to connect with Jewish communities around the world. And what you quickly discover is how incredibly similar the Australian and Jewish communities are in our connection to Israel, our high levels of Jewish education and engagement, and in so many areas of community life. And so when we see the kind of scenes and images we all witnessed when we turned on our phones this morning, we see much of ourselves in the community that was viciously targeted. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory once observed, and I quote, "Jews are not just citizens of the same nation or adherents of the same faith. We are members of the same extended family. We are, biologically or electively, children of Abraham and Sarah. For the most part, we share the same history. On the festivals, we relive the same memories, and we were forged in the same crucible of suffering. We are more than friends. We are mishpacha, family." Those words hit especially hard today. Wherever we live in the world, the bonds of Jewish peoplehood connect us to Jewish communities everywhere. This is true in times of celebration and in times of sadness. When gunshots ring out on the other side of the world, we hear it. And when Jews in Sydney bury their loved ones, we feel the pain and loss of our extended Jewish family. What happened today was more than a heinous attack on innocent life. It was an attack on a powerful symbol of Jewish survival and Jewish pride, a Hanukkah celebration. Tonight, we honor the memories of the victims by gathering around our menorahs to share the light of Hanukkah with the world and declare Am Yisrael Chai. May the memory of those we have lost always be for a blessing, and may the wounded see a full and rapid recovery. Baruch Dayan Ha'emet and Chag Hanukkah Sameach. I'd now like to invite Rabbi Rafi Lipner to share reflections.
The very first menorah that was ever lit was actually lit way before Hanukkah. It was lit by Aaron a Cohen, Aaron the high priest. And Aaron also lost family members. And none of us have the words to gain. Before we light ours, we will also respond with some silence. But that's only the first response. First response is silence. The second response is, what do we do as Jewish people? And I want to share with you a beautiful teaching from a holy tzaddik, the Slonimer Rebbe. He describes the nature of fire. We all know the simple idea that light is able to illuminate the darkness. But he says that fire has a very unique quality. It actually has a completely diametrically opposed quality. See, if you have a fire and then all of a sudden the storms and winds of darkness come, what happens to that fire? And our initial reaction is when you have a flame and it gets dark and windy and the storms surround it, the fire gets burnt out, blown out. But there's another response. What happens if the fire doesn't get blown out and it's able to withstand those storms? You and I both know when you fan the flames of fire and they don't extinguish, they only get stronger. I believe that Hanukkah, this year is about our flame getting brighter, bigger, and stronger for the entire world to see. You know, on that first Hanukkah, when they came into the temple after the destruction and the storms of the Greeks, and it seemed like Jewish history was going to come to an end, and the temple was dark and cold, there was nothing there. They searched deep inside themselves and inside the temple and found one pure jar of oil. And they could have easily said, what's this one little light going to do for the Jewish people? It can't achieve that much. But rather, they decided to light it, knowing that it might only last for one day. But then God said, you know what? If you light for one day, I can keep it going. A second day, a third day. And right now, around the world, there are no less than millions of menorahs and candles being lit in every corner of the world. And do you want to know why? Because when the storms of the Greek culture came to try to snuff out the Jewish people, and we lit one flame, that flame turned into a bonfire that it still exists in the hearts and the homes of every single Jewish person. So I want to encourage you, as you're about to light the menorah, you can light along with me. I'll say the blessings. But when you light that menorah, remember it's not about lighting the candle, but it's about the candle lighting our souls and our passion to be bigger, brighter, stronger Jews than ever. The winds never, ever extinguish the Jewish flame. They only make us get stronger. This Hanukkah, we will show the world how Jews respond with the strongest, biggest flames. I want to encourage you tonight and every night to light those menorahs in your home, to go around the community and find places where they're lighting in public, to publicize the response that we do to fight darkness with light, and to realize that the Jewish flame never is extinguished no matter how hard they try. It's an eternal flame that continues to burn and will always continue to burn. Please join me in the lighting of the menorah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidishanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avoseinu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Haneros halalu anu madlikin al anisim v'al aniflos v'al ateshuos v'al hamilchamos she'atzisa lavoseinu bayamim ha'em bazman hazeh al yedei kohanecha hakedoshim v'choshmonas yemei Chanukah haneros halalu kodeshem v'ein lanu rishus lehishtamesh bahem ela lirosam bilvad kidei lehodos ולהלל שמך גדול על ניסיך ועל נגלסיך וישועתך. Alex, please play Moses Tour and everyone can sing along.
Thank you for all of you who joined us, and we wish you a Chag Hanukkah Sameach. Take care.
Hanukkah Sameach.